everyone, we are here and I am doing another liquid soap this morning. My other liquid soap, my body wash, is actually cooking down. I've had a lot of trouble out of that recipe. I ended up having to take it off my crock pot and put it in one of my big pans, and I'm trying to cook the water out of it, and I think I added too much water. But we're here today and I want to try a hand soap. I've done so many liquid soaps. I've done laundry soap, and I've done dish soap, and I've done body wash, and I've done shampoo. And the only thing I've not done is a liquid hand soap for my little hand pumps. And I think that'll probably be the last liquid soap I do for a little while at least. In this soap, we're doing the dual lye. We're doing 40-60, so I'm doing 40% sodium hydroxide with 60% potassium hydroxide. And I've also went through a whole gallon of glycerin doing these liquid soaps. So I am going to try the alcohol method out today. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add my potassium hydroxide to my water. And I need 2.4 ounces. .3, and I go very slow. 2.4. Alright, I already have my potassium hydroxide weighed out. I'm going to add a little bit of silk to this. My good scale has died on me, unfortunately. But I'm going to go ahead and mix this sodium hydroxide up first. And then I've already got my potassium hydroxide weighed out right here. We're going to do that next, but I want the sodium hydroxide to be weighed out or to be dissolved first. And mixing them doesn't hurt anything. They're both hydroxides. And this isn't hot water. We're not using the glycerin method today. Alright, so I'm going to start adding my sodium hydroxide. Or my potassium hydroxide, I'm sorry. And it's going to make a sizzling sound. Alright, let's just set that to the side for now. I did put a little bit of silk in here. So if you guys remember with my other video I done with liquid, not hot process, it is hot process, but it's liquid soap making. We need our lye to be at 40 degrees and our oils to be at in between 160 and 170. Ooh, that is way too hot. It's up at 180. Need to turn that down, turn it off actually. It's way too hot. And our hydroxides are at 150. We need to let that drop for a minute. 146, 148, 150. Okay. So that's going to drop really quickly here. So we need to get everything ready. And this is actually really hot. It's at 184. I can still mix it, but I do have it turned off because I don't want it going any higher than this. So I'm just going to stir it for a second. And then we can't let our hydroxides get too cool. Still 150. So I'm still going to sit here and stir it for a second, try to cool it off just a little bit. I have it on off. I reached 165 and then turned it on warm. I should have turned it off. So this is a little bit too hot here. So I'm trying to cool it off just for a second. oils are not very easy to cool off. But I need to keep an eye on my... Okay, it's about time to mix them. Hopefully it's not too hot. And I am doing the alcohol method to try to get to trace faster. Of course, I've shown you guys my new stick blender, which I'm totally psyched about. I love this little thing. And I'm just going to mix up my hydroxides for a second. And I'm doing that because of the silk that's in it. I want to disperse that silk a little bit better. Okay. So let's go ahead and add our lye. And this is just 30 ounces. We're just working with 30 ounces today. So there's our lye. And there is our alcohol. Guys, my battery actually went dead, so I had to change the battery out. Now this is the first time I've ever done this with alcohol. It started rising on me, so I hurry up and took it out of the crock pot and took it to the sink, because if it was going to rise up on me, then I wanted to be able to catch it. So it's separating now, so it is tracing faster. I do want to get that separation fixed, but I don't want it to rise up either. This is high amounts of coconut oil. This has got high amounts of coconut oil in it, so it's more likely to rise up than a regular recipe. And this went to separation stage very, very quickly. It's still trying to separate on me, but it's coming back together. And just hand stir it for a second. We're not at taffy stage yet. We're just past the separation. And this alcohol really got me there. I mean, it was seconds, guys. It did start rising at first, but that's because of the high amount of coconut oil. And I will tell you my recipe. I have got castor oil, coconut oil, olive oil, and palm oil. And like I said before, I'm doing a dual lye. I'm doing 40% sodium hydroxide to 60% potassium hydroxide. I am doing the alcohol method, and I took 2.7 ounces of alcohol and 15 ounces of water. Mixed my lyes, put it in, put the alcohol in. The alcohol started making it rise, but it started making it trace just immediately. And even quicker than the glycerin. And we got to separate. I took it over to my sink and stirred it down, made sure it wasn't going to pop up or volcano on me, and brought it back here to the crock pot. Let me check the temperature. Okay, we're a little low, so I'm going to turn it back up. We got to separation stage very, very quickly. Now we're past separation stage, and we're more of like in the soupy taffy. So I'm going to go ahead and stick blend again. And it's like thick pudding. And it's getting ready to trace. We should be going into taffy stage any minute now. So the alcohol made it trace very, very quickly. Yeah, this is like pudding. Still not in taffy stage yet, so I'm just going to stick one a little bit more. Okay, we're getting thicker. And from what I read about the alcohol method is that it goes to thick mashed potatoes. It doesn't go to hard thickness like it does with water or glycerin. And I've already discovered if you add a little bit of glycerin at the end right before it traces, then you get the thick mashed potatoes or the creaminess of it, and it doesn't go so hard where you can't stir it. And I've also read about this method, the alcohol method. Oh look, I got a glove back there, and it's from yesterday's soap. But I've heard that it goes to mashed potato stage, but it doesn't get any harder than that. I don't know. I've never done the alcohol method before, so I guess we'll find out. I'm hoping that this doesn't separate. It doesn't look like it's going to, but we are in thick mashed potatoes. Now it's going back thinner. So we went to thick mashed potatoes, and now it's thinning out again. And that's what I read it would do, that this pretty much boils like a soup rather than cooking like the glycerin method. But my arm's getting tired here. It might thicken up on me, I don't know. I've never done the alcohol method, so you guys are doing this in real time with me. I'm finding out as you're watching this, so. It looks good. It looks nice and creamy. It doesn't look like it's going to separate any. Looks like it wants to go hard, like a thick trace. So I'm just going to keep stirring a little bit. Yeah, it's wanting to go harder like a regular liquid soap. But I just want to make sure I don't get any separation. Alright guys, so that looks good in trace. We really don't need to stand here and stir anymore. Get that off of there. And I've got my crock pot up on high. I'm going to take this stuff to the sink, and then we'll check back here in a little bit, guys, so stay tuned. It's been about 30 minutes, and as you can see, it's cooking really good. Let me turn this around here. See if I can zoom you guys in. It looks translucent already, but that's because of the alcohol and the olive oil. I'm using pumice olive oil. But it's not done. It just looks translucent. We're going to give it a stir. And it's good and fluid, which I expected it to be because that's what I read about the alcohol. It's the same thing if you were to add the glycerin right at the end before it traced, before it got real hard. I actually prefer my batter to be loose. It's easier for me to stir. It's easier for me to, you know, when it's real hard and you can't flip it over, you can't stir it. I don't like that. So I actually like this, and glycerin is expensive, guys, and I still put glycerin in the soap, but I don't think I'm going to use glycerin anymore to accelerate my trace when it comes to liquid soaps. I think the alcohol method works just fine, and alcohol is only $1. It's, you know, 91% rubbing alcohol. I paid $1.25 for this and used 2 ounces of it. So I like that method a lot more than the glycerin method. It's a little bit more expensive with the glycerin method. I need to order a little bit more glycerin. I think I'm going to get the big one from Soaper's Choice this time, because I go through those little 10 pounders like they're nothing, because I love glycerin in my soaps. Alright guys, so I just wanted to bring you along and show you what it looked like after it sat for a good 30 minutes. So I will bring you back when we're done, so stay tuned. Alright guys, so my it is done. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'll turn it around and kind of zoom you in. But do you see how transparent that is? See that? It's done. We did our clarity test, and this is what it turned out. It's very, very clear. You can see straight through it. See? So there's our clarity test. So our soap is now cooked, and I really like this method. I think I'm going to use the alcohol method instead of the glycerin method, because one, it comes to trace a whole lot faster, and for two, it keeps it really fluid. And I like a fluid soap. I don't like, if you guys see my first liquid soap video, you can tell a difference in between that paste and this paste. And I figured out how to do it with glycerin, but I'm glad that the alcohol actually does it on this on its own. I'd much rather have a fluid soap to work with to dilute than one that's so hard you can barely even turn it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out of the crock. I'm going to leave the crock on high, but I'm going to take this out of it. I'm going to let it cool down. If we were to put our dilution water in there right now, then it would just bubble up out because it's so hot. This has been running on high for about the past 3 hours. Well, it's been like 2 hours and 50 minutes, but it's almost 3 hours it's taken to cook this. And I've had it on high the whole time, and I've stirred it and kept checking on it about every 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and now we're done. Alright guys, so I'm going to take this out, let it cool down a little bit. I'm going to get my dilution water weighed out, and I'm going to get it boiling on the stove, and then we'll come back when it's time to dilute, so stay tuned. We're back, and I actually switched my container to this big container. Hopefully you guys can see in there, but this is the viscosity. I don't know if you can see how thick that is. So this is our hand soap, and it worked out extremely well. It's ready to be bottled, and there's a piece of paper. How in the world did a piece of paper get in there? Okay. Alright, so it's ready to be bottled. So I just got an empty water bottle, or empty water container that I get my distilled water from. So we're just going to dip it with this measurement container and fill it up. There isn't any scent or anything to this. This is just regular old plain hand soap. Oh, it's a little full. But it worked out extremely well. The thickness is perfect. And I tested it, and it suds and bubbles like crazy, which is good. So I'm definitely happy with it. It definitely took a while to dilute down. I think it's because of the olive oil that's in it. Sometimes it takes a little while to dilute olive oil. Especially if you're doing all Castile soap, it takes forever to dilute that down. So I'm just, the rest of it won't fit in my thing, so I'm just going to scrape it off. And it's early in the morning. My kids are staying home from school today. My one little boy has got a headache, and then my other little boy's got a fever. And you know how schools are with fevers. Kids have a fever, they will send them home. So I've decided to just keep them home today.
I don't want it to happen.
So I'm just scraping my pan here. So that gave me almost a full gallon. Where's the lid? I don't know what I do with the lid. What in the world? It couldn't have went far. I just took it off. I swear I'll lose my head if it wasn't attached to me, guys. I'll find it somewhere around here. Maybe it fell. The lid to my container. I don't know where it went. Yeah, I'd lose my head if it wasn't attached to me. But anyway, as you guys can see, it almost gave me a whole gallon. It's only got a little bit more ways to go. I'm going to put this in my hand pumps, guys. My hand pumps for my to wash your hands with. I got one. I'm going to have to go get another one for the kitchen. But I have one for the bathroom, so I'm going to fill it up. And that is it for my liquid soaps. I think I might do a shampoo video here in the next few days. I'm trying not to make any soaps that much. I got one soap I need to remake, which is my Bite Me soap. I've sold out of it. So I do want to remake it so it can be curing. But we are going to be moving within the next 3 weeks. Hopefully the next 3 weeks. We'll have a chance to start moving. Maybe we'll be closed on the house by then. I'm hoping so anyway. So I'm trying not to make too many soaps, regular soaps, in between now and then. I'm still going to make them because, you know, I can't go that long without making soap. But I think I'm just going to be doing remakes, hopefully. I don't know. Alright guys, so if you like this video, please do subscribe and hit the like button. And of course comment. Love it when you guys comment. Sorry if I already said that. I don't know if I did. But this was the last of our liquid soap videos. And I hope you enjoyed yourself. So till the next video guys. Bye bye.